So today for my summative presentation, I'll be covering The Great Gatsby. We'll be analyzing The Great Gatsby through literacy devices, its themes, and its literacy theory. So what is The Great Gatsby? Well, The Great Gatsby is by F. Scott Fitzgerald, is a classic American novel that explores the decadence, disillusionment, and the pursuit of the American dream during the jazz age of the 1920s. The analysis delves into the novel of the literacy lenses, examining its devices and themes to provide a comprehensive understanding of its work. I also forgot to mention that by the end of the analysis, we will be covering some parallels between the novel The Wars and The Great Gatsby. First, we can start with the literacy theory of The Great Gatsby. The literacy theory that we cover is modernism. The Great Gatsby can be analyzed through the lenses of modernism, a literacy theory that has emerged in the early 2000th century. Modernist literature often depicts fragmented narratives, disillusionment, and the sense of loss. Fitzgerald's novel embodies these characteristics by portraying a society caught in a state of moral decay, shattered dreams, and yearning for something unattainable. Now we move on to the devices. The Great Gatsby shows a multitude of devices within its novel. The ones we're covering today are going to be symbolism, foreshadowing, and narrative techniques. So let's tackle symbolism first. So Fitzgerald employs an extensive amount of symbolism throughout the novel. The most notable symbol is the green light at the end of Daisy's dock, which represents Gatsby's elusive, unattainable dreams. The Valley of Ashes, a desolate wasteland between New Egg and New York City, which symbolizes more decay and emptiness in the American dream. And for the foreshadowing of the novel, F. Scott Fitzgerald expertly uses foreshadowing to create a sense of impending doom and tragedy. For instance, is the recurring image of the eyes of the doctor, T.J. Eckelberg, on the billboard, symbolizing a judgmental moral bankruptcy in society. So for narrative techniques, the novel employs a first-person narrator, Nick Carraway, who provides a limited perspective on events. This narrative technique allows the reader to experience the story through Nick Carraway's eyes, our interpretation of the characters and their actions, all through Nick Carraway's perspective. And now we move on to the themes of The Great Gatsby. In the themes, we have one of the most popular themes that it's known for, the American dream, love and illusion, social class, and inequity. First, we're going to go over the American dream. The Great Gatsby explores the corruption and the decay of the American dream. The characters, driven by their materialism and social status, pursue their dreams relentlessly, but ultimately find themselves unfulfilled and disillusioned. Gatsby's pursuit of wealth and social acceptance reflects the hollowness of the American dream. We also see that Gatsby's pursuit of his romantic relationship with Daisy is also a part that fulfills his American dream, which eventually is never fulfilled. This also shows the unfulfilling nature of the American dream within The Great Gatsby. Next, we move on to love and illusion. The novel delves into the illusionary nature of love and the destructive consequences of pursuing unattainable desires, as previously mentioned. Gatsby's infatuation with Daisy is built on the romanticized image of her, which ultimately corrupts his confronted reality. Finally, we move on to social class and inequity. Fitzgerald criticizes the social class and divide the inherent inequality present in the 1920s. The characters in the novel are divided by old money and new money, who both make their wealth through questionable means. This divide highlights the disparity between the rich and the working class, emphasizing the shallow values and the moral bankruptcy of the upper class. Now, before we come to a conclusion of this seminar, let's identify the parallels that we see between The Great Gatsby and The Wars. In the second part of the analysis, we explore the parallels between F. Scott Fitzgerald, The Great Gatsby, and The Wars by Timothy Finley. We set in a different time period and different contexts, but both novels delve into universal theories and themes and offer profound insights into human nature and social issues. We examine the similarities and connections between the two literacy works. So now we delve into the theme of illusion and reality. Both The Great Gatsby and The Wars explore the theme of illusion and collide with reality. In The Great Gatsby, the characters, particularly Jay Gatsby, are driven by their illusions and the pursuit of identified versions of themselves. Now, The Great Gatsby creates a grand persona and throws extravagant parties with the love of Daisy Buchanan, only to discover the emptiness behind his illusions. Similarly, in The Wars, portrays the disillusionment experienced by the protagonist, Robert Ross. During World War I, as Robert witnesses the horrors of the war, his initial romanticized notions of heroism and honor are shattered, revealing the harsh reality and the futility of war. The critique of society. So, both novels offer a critique of society, which they are set. In The Great Gatsby, it critiques the materialistic and the moral bankruptcy of America in the 1920s. Fitzgerald exposes the superficially decadence of the upper class, emphasizing the emptiness and the corruption beneath the surface. In The Wars, Timothy Finley critiques the social norms valued in the 20th century of Canada. The novel explores themes of repression, toxic masculinity, the dehumanizing effects of the war, and highlighted flawed, destructive aspects of society. Loss and tragedy. Both novels explore the themes of loss and tragedy and how it shapes the characters' lives. In The Great Gatsby, the characters experience various forms of loss, including lost love, shattered dreams, and the loss of moral integrity. This is shown through the relationship between Gatsby and Daisy. Gatsby's tragic fate and the ultimate demise reflects the consequences of pursuing an unattainable ideal, which was the final relationship that he wanted with Daisy. Similarly, in The Wars, also explores loss and tragedy. Through the devastation of war, Robert Ross witnesses the loss of innocence, the death of his comrades, and the destruction of lives, both physically and emotionally. The novel depicts the profound impact loss of individuals and society as a whole. Now we finally cover the narrative techniques. So both novels employ distinctive narrative techniques through the reader's experience. In The Great Gatsby, it's narrated by Nick Carraway, an observer and participant in the events of Great Gatsby. His limited experience is subjective to the viewpoint, contribute to interpretation of characters and their actions, providing a lens through which the reader experiences the story. Similarly, in The Wars, it employs multiple narrative techniques, including letters, journal entries, and flashbacks. Fragmented narrative structure adds depth and complexity to the storytelling, allowing the readers to gain insights into the characters' inner thoughts and experiences. So in conclusion, The Great Gatsby remains a timeless work and combines modernist elements, powerful literacy theories, and thought-provoking themes through symbolism, foreshadowing, and narrative techniques. Fitzgerald exposed the corruption of the American dream, the illusionary nature of love, and the social class divide. By analyzing the novel through the lenses of modernism, readers gain a deeper understanding of the novel's character and its enduring relevance in examining human condition. The Great Gatsby and The Wars may differ in the settings and context, but share compelling parallels in themes, social critique, and narrative techniques. Through the exploration of illusion and reality, social critique, loss and tragedy, the narrative techniques both offer profound insights into human condition and the complexities of societies they depict. Thank you.